doing my TED Talk for Mr. Jarman and my Honors English 3 class, and I did the book The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and I'm taking a topic of alcoholism out of that book to do my TED Talk on. And I've known over the years many family and friends that have been alcoholics, and so I've seen it first person and how it destroys families. And through this book, you really see how it messes up their family because he spends all the money, and Rick Swalls, the father, is the alcoholic. And you also see that when they go to Welch, his mother is also an alcoholic. And so that just proves the point that many children of alcoholics, grow up to have addictions and be alcoholics just like their parents. Also, children that are born with birth defects or live with a mother or father who is an alcoholic, um, they can have very low self-esteem because alcoholics can get so angry and they say things and it's just bad. And then if they're little kids and they don't understand why, they can feel like it's their fault. Like, why can't I help to make mom and dad stop? And then they also feel really lonely because, how would you feel if your parent was always out drinking and you were left out, like, home alone to fend for yourself? Which also causes a lot of depression in these kids, and also like tons of anxiety and stress when they come to grow up. And it's just not healthy for anyone. It destroys families. And most of the kids that grow up with an alcoholic in the family have very poor self-image. They have trouble establishing relationships with friends and teachers. They just don't do well in school, a lot of them, and they fewer children of alcoholics go to college compared to the national average of kids whose parents are not. Like, it's a way less number of kids, just because those kids have grown up with this person in their life who's been holding them back all this time. And so they don't do well in school and high school, and then they can't get into college, and so they just end up either becoming an alcoholic themselves or working some mediocre job and still trying to take care of their parent. Living in an alcoholic family also like suggests that the children are more susceptible to child abuse because when, like, especially men, when they drink, they get aggressive and they'll start yelling and hitting. And this happened several times in the book, especially when he came home on Christmas and he was drunk and he lit the tree on fire. It's not a good situation to have an alcoholic in your family. And a lot of families who have alcoholics are less fortunate. They don't have a ton of money, and when they do get money, the alcoholic in the family spends it because all they can think about is this alcohol and like the thing that they feel like they're so desperately in need of. Um, I mean, just these kids, they in the book when Rex asks his kids, "Have I ever let you down?" Under his breath, Brian, who is the second youngest, says, "Yes, you did. Like, you always do." And so it just like puts this huge toll on children, especially children, because they don't know what to think about it. They don't. When Jeanette asked her dad for her birthday, he says, "I'll give you anything," and she asked him to stop drinking because that's just like her mindset as a child. Like the one thing she wanted more in the whole entire world was for her dad to stop drinking, and it just never worked because he would get upset and he'd go back to the state and start drinking. And that's how it ends up with many alcoholics. And I've watched a couple different TED Talks on addiction and problems in families and all this different kind of stuff. I just recently watched one that was saying that there was this experiment with rats. And this experiment was with heroin and cocaine, but it's the same concept of addiction. And they put a rat in a cage with 2 water bottles. One that was just regular water, and one that was water laced with heroin and cocaine. And almost every single time, the rat went and overdosed on the water bottle with heroin and cocaine. But then they thought, well, this isn't fair. All we're giving this rat a chance to do is pick which water bottle. So they built another cage with like all the different kinds of stuff. Like they put in different rats, tunnels, balls, like cheese, like everything. And they called it Rat Park. And they still had the 2 water bottles. And none of the rats binged on the cocaine bottle, and 0 of the rats overdosed. So it kind of shows that like the concept of addiction, how it's not necessarily like they're just gonna pick that and stay like that. It's when you have a healthy environment and you're doing well and you have a stable bond to things, you're less likely to be addicted and stay addicted. Like it's easier to be out of addiction after you have a stable place to be and you have these strong bonds. And so overall, I see how these kids struggled, and I'm glad that they got out of there okay. But there's so many other kids especially in the United States, that deal with alcoholic parents and family members that have addiction, and they have to go through this child abuse and this feelings of terrible guilt and like just the burden it puts on these children and the people who aren't children, like the other spouse and the parents of that person. I just think that we need to find a better way to deal with it than just saying it's your problem. If you want to go to rehab, go to rehab. I mean, alcoholism can put a huge dent in the family, and the family is supposed to be the one thing that is always going to be your rock.